Hello and welcome to the Nelnet Coach Modernization Pitch Video. My name is Mark Antonson and I'm an IT delivery manager here at Nelnet. I've been with Nelnet a little under a year and I'm based in our Lincoln, Nebraska office. I'd like to throw it to Ron to introduce himself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ron Williams. I'm the product owner for the ScholarNet suite of products here at Nelnet. I've been with the company for coming up on 26 years, and I work out of the Eagan office in Minnesota.
And Mark?
Hi, I'm Mark Ketzel. I am a software developer on Ron's team, and I have been working on the ScholarNet application here for almost 15 years now. Took a couple of years break to jump around and do a few other things, but yeah, came back and been excited to be working back with Ron. So
Thank you both. So Ron, let's start with, help me understand what the ScholarNet suite is.
Sure. The ScholarNet suite consists of three major applications or services. The first one being ScholarNet itself. It's a proven lender-neutral private student loan processing solution that automates loan certification and disbursement. It instantly connects schools with every major private loan provider and their loan programs in the country. The second application is called Fast Choice. And this is, Fast Choice displays lender-authored private loan options for students with clear, consistent information on a user-friendly website. It allows schools to easily customize private loan selection, disclosure, and student education to meet the school's needs. And the third one is the Central Dispersing Service, or the CDS. The CDS streamlines the disbursement of private alternative loan funds for both schools and lenders. Lenders send disbursement information to the CDS in one combined disbursement and payment for multiple schools. And then the CDS processes those and sends each school combined disbursements for multiple lenders.
So let me back up a second because I failed to ask, what is Nelnet? What are we as a company and what do we do?
Sure. Well, founded in 1996, Nelnet is a technology company. We are an idea incubator, a startup accelerator, and an education expert. Based in Lincoln, Nebraska, Nelnet has 8,500 plus associates and offices around the world. Nelnet is not only a student loan servicing company, but also a professional services company, a consumer loan originator and servicer, payment processor, telecommunications innovator, and a K-12 and higher education expert.
So I know this year's project has to do with something called Coach, which is part of the ScholarNet suite. Can you tell us more about what Coach is?
Sure. As I spoke, one of the components of our CDS is Coach, which is otherwise known as the Cash Operations ACH Manager. So this component of the CDS manages all of the funding transfers from lenders to schools and from schools back to lenders in the case of refunds. It also handles any other money movement for any other reasons.
So why is modernizing Coach important to Nelnet? What's the value that the students will be creating here?
Sure. Well, Coach is a very important part of the ScholarNet suite. The goal of completing a Coach rewrite project would include minimizing risk to the organization. So currently, Coach is running on legacy applications with known vulnerabilities that bring risk to the organization. The need to bring this application up to current security standards minimizes those risks. Also, providing a technically solid application that is ready to move to the cloud. The future of our deployments will be inevitable to the cloud. So by modernizing Coach, that'll put this application on a good path of reaching that goal. It's also to increase the potential for future business diversification within the ScholarNet suite. So this puts the application in a better place for future enhancements, which is going to help us grow that business line. Coach also uses, it currently uses older libraries, such as an outdated version of Spring, which Mark will get into, and a UI written in rich faces. Both technologies have been identified as having vulnerabilities. Additionally, the application does not meet ADA standards. Although eliminating vulnerabilities and making the application ADA compliant are main goals, we would also like to update this application to run via Spring Boot to help get our suite of tools ready for being hosted in the cloud environment.
So let's jump over to the technology side. What technologies would the new version of Coach use?
So I can jump in here. As Ron suggested, we would really like to see this application written in Spring Boot. Spring Boot is just a really nice, easy library to use, so that it allows the application to be to utilize an embedded Tomcat server and start the application right up. It allows us to get ready for containerizing the application and eventually deploying that application to the cloud. I think Ron also mentioned that we would like to see the application be written in Java. We have currently the application is written in rich faces, and we would much prefer to see that written in a newer framework. Our framework of choice would be Angular, and with a backend SQL Server database.
So what's the desired architecture of the new Coach application?
So what we'd like to see is just a Java RESTful API backend that would work with the SQL Server database, and it would utilize some of the same Spring security that it currently uses. So Spring security is being used by the application. So there is a external login process that we use to grab the user and make sure that they have the access to our application, and then we utilize that within the application to identify different parts of the application that they have access to. And within that application, we would also allow, or we would like to see those forms in the UI written in Angular, so that they can utilize some of the newer, much prettier front-end UI changes that have been integrated since this application was originally written. So we'd like to just give it a refresher.
Great. So how will the team be developing this new version of Coach? How are they going to work with Nelnet on this?
Yeah, so all of our developers have to go through quite a strenuous security clearance, that being due to the fact that we at Nelnet are a federal contractor for student loans. So in order to prevent the students that would be working on this application of having to go through that same process, we would ask that the students work on their either school computers or their local computers, and we would take what was developed over the course of a week or 2 weeks or for each release, and we would take that output, the release, and we would bring it into our system from there and go through testing it out and making sure it integrates with our systems.
How much freedom does the team have in designing this new Coach application?
Well, it's so our current team has been working mostly with Java applications now, and that's what the rest of our applications within the ScalaNet suite utilize is Java backend. They do vary a little bit more on the front end, but typically our applications are written in Java, And the majority of our databases have recently converted to SQL Server. So we would like to continue with that SQL Server backend along with Java. And then the front end, as we kind of stated, we would like to see the Angular client side be used. Beyond that, I think there are some places where we could provide some flexibility. And I think that's mostly in the UI side. And I think Ron had some thoughts on that.
Yeah, I'd certainly like to invite the team to use full creative on the design of this of Coach. So we're not looking for a page-to-page rewrite. We're looking for for the creativity. We'd like to see some of your great ideas. How can we make it flow better? What comes up in your brains? We're very interested in seeing. So full creative there.
Well, thank you both. That was very informative. Any last thoughts for us, Ron, to wrap us up?
Sure. I'd like to take an opportunity first to thank the team that chooses this project. We are looking very forward to working with you very soon. And yeah, that's I'm really anxious to get this going. So.
All right. Thank you both. And thanks for everybody for watching our pitch video.
Thank you.